Ahead on this edition of SuTV News, the new student body president and vice president-elect join us in studio.
The flood of 2011 has arrived and students come in full force to help.
And in sports, Bison Spring football begins. We'll hear from the head coach.
The round of student body presidents and vice president election is over, and a winner has been chosen. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Vane. Around midnight on Wednesday, after a delay in voting tabulation due to allegations of election code violations by all parties, Cam Knutson and Keenan Hoff edged Leah Nygaard and Luc Brodeur. The margin of victory was less than 200 votes as a record number of students participated in voting. And joining us now in studio to tell us more about their plans moving forward are new student body president-elect Cam Knutson and student body vice president-elect Keenan Hoff. Good evening, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Yeah. Glad to be here.
Well, you know, it's been a long few weeks in the campaign. Could you kind of take us through the last few weeks for us?
Right. How it all went. It's as you said, it's been pretty crazy. It's been an absolute blast. I mean, getting out there. I know prior to the actual campaign kicking off, it was spring break, and so Keenan and I, all during spring break, we're getting all the final preparations made for the campaign, and so once that Monday kicked off, and we could actually start getting all the materials out there. When that was set, it was getting out, pitching our platform, and just talking to as many students as possible, and encouraging them to get out and vote.
And a lot of students, a record number came out to vote.
They did. So we were really happy about that. And starting off with one of our goals, one was to win this election. Another one was to push the vote so that we would break the 20% of student votes. So
right. Now there was there were some allegations at the end. The voting was delayed a few hours because of some allegations of soliciting votes. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, to cover that, I think you look at the campaign in general this year, and it was some fierce competition. I mean, we had a lot of, I guess you could say, big players in this year's election, and so I think it got a little heated. But at the same time, everyone was doing their thing, and it was just getting out there and trying to pitch the vote as much as possible. So, for allegations that, like you said, during deciding who won, that pushed the results back a little bit. Well, speaking on behalf of Keenan and I, we had an allegation that dealt with going out to individuals when we actually could campaign. Mm-hmm. We went to Pavic Hall. We've got several friends there. I've got my girlfriend, kids I've grown up with, played hockey with, fraternity brothers. Then Keenan's got a few of his friends. So we were under the impression going out there to meet their suite mates, meet their friends, that it was kind of a good thing to do. And what we did was go out and just said, pitch the vote. We explained how easy it was to log on. To get on the website and vote, because it's extremely easy to do. And I know, just growing up as a freshman, sometimes all these things no one really tells you exactly how it is, and so that was kind of our mission. So
okay, now Keenan, tell me, what is exactly the Vibe campaign platform all about?
Yeah, Vibe is something that came from months of preparation, months of work, hours of speaking with students. We had a lot of focus group, finding out exactly what students wanted. So the first part is vision, and that's, I'll let Cam talk about vision.
Cover vision. Vision is looking down the road to make NDSU a better university. So to cover a few of the points on there, graduate assistant healthcare coverage was a big one. If you look across the country, a number of graduate schools, including UND, offer their grad assistants healthcare coverage. So that was a big one on there. Another one was co-curricular transcript. Here at NDSU, there's 270 plus organizations. There's a vibrant Greek community, athletics. So there's a lot happening. And what we want to do is tap all that's going on so that when a student graduates, they'll get their academic transcript and then this co-curricular transcript, which will track all of your involvements, and then it'll list the skills that you took from those. So when you go to apply for a job or to another school, you'll have that as an extra edge ahead.
Okay. The second part is involvement. That's better connecting students and organizations across NDSU. The first one is a presidential panel. This is something we just want to get a lot of students together from different organizations all across the board and talk about better ways to promote NDSU, better ways to get more students involved.
So a year from now, what does NDSU look like?
We hope it's going to be a better place, you know, and it's the whole part of developing the platform is getting out there to students and hearing what they want to be changed at NDSU, and that's where the Vibe platform came in. And so we hope to address a number of these concerns and just make NDSU a better university.
Very good. Well, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Still ahead on this edition of SuTV News, the first 2 provost candidates come to campus. We'll have this and more when we return.
Cutters. Uh-oh.
What are we gonna do now?
Give me the phone. Hello, Jimmy Johns. Thank God you made it. I was so hungry, I thought I was gonna die.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Nice work, Johnson.
Sure, I like to go out and have fun with my friends.
But I want to have a good time and still look good in the morning. Before I pregame too much, I think about the name I'm going to make for myself.
Before I take the next drink, I ask myself, does this really mean yes?
So before I spend all of tomorrow covering up tonight,
Before I have to start setting court dates and paying fines,
I think about one more.
becoming one too many.
Welcome back to SuTV News. I'm now joined by Brandon Clark. The provost search is moving forward as the first 2 candidates made visits this past week. Howard Grimes, Vice President for Research and the Dean of Graduate School at Washington State University, visited Tuesday. Previously, he was a research scientist at Purdue University and in addition was a research biochemist at the University of California, Davis. Dr. Grimes has been a faculty member and an administrator at Washington State since 1995.
Administrator at WSU. I've grown the research portfolio there in about 3 years. I've had that job for about 3 years. I think the number as of last week was something like 63% of new awards have increased since I've been there.
The second candidate visited today. Cheryl Schrader is the Associate Vice President for Strategic Research Initiatives and former Dean of the College at Boise State University. Dr. Schrader has served at Boise State since 2003. She's experienced with research, teaching, and service in the areas of systems and control. SuTV News was not able to get a comment from her. And 2 other candidates have yet to visit campus. Dr. Bradley Fenwick will come to campus on April 12th, and Dr. Bruce Rafford will follow this on April 14th.
The search for the next Dean of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences also has new developments. 2 more candidates visited campus this week. Magalai C. Michael, Professor of English at Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, and Thomas W. Laughlin, Distinguished Teaching Professor of Theater and Dance at the State University of New York, gave their public presentations on their visions for NDSU. The 4th, Reinhard G. Andrus, will visit April 10th through the 13th. The final candidate, Kent Sandstrom, will be here from April 13th to the 16th.
And in other news tonight, the NDSU forensics team is making a name for itself. Students recently placed 9th at the Pi Kappa Delta National Tournament in Portland, Oregon, placing them in the top 10 university programs in the country. 8 team members competed against 150 other competitors representing 84 teams. Well, that's quite a statement NDSU is making there. Normally, Concordia is seen as the powerhouse in forensics, so it's good to see NDSU climbing back up in there.
Brandon, I understand you have some success in forensics as well?
Yeah, I actually, in high school, I did speech and did that, and actually got to go to nationals in Wichita, so
I can see it happening.
that was a pretty fun experience. I know what it's like, but either.
Well, coming up next on SuTV News, the flood of 2011 is escalating, and Fargo tries to head it off before this weekend.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Imagine the impact of a place where exploration leads to answers that touch everyone. Where resources and resourcefulness, teamwork and tenacity combine to open new frontiers. Where dreams take the lead and show you tomorrow.
SuTV News is sponsored in part by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. The wailing of police sirens has become familiar in the city of Fargo. Convoys of semi-trailers loaded with sandbags are traveling with full police escorts. The main routes of the convoys are along University Drive as well as 25th Street, and most are being delivered to South Fargo for placement in neighborhoods near the Red River and Rose Creek.
The race to get the convoys to the neighborhoods is due to a predicted crest later this weekend or early next week. The National Weather Service has called for a range of 39 to 40 feet. All rivers in the Red River Basin system are active, yet flows are starting to slow in the far southern valley, which has led to the narrowing of the projected crest. Heavy rainfall, which may occur at the time of the crest or later, will likely maintain high water stages for a longer period of time.
With the sandbag deployment, bodies are needed to place them. And this is where the students come in. NDSU sandbaggers have been on the front lines helping save their city yet again from the Big Red. SuTV News went to South Fargo to bring you this story.
NDSU students are standing shoulder to shoulder with the community, helping homeowners save their property.
Well, it's been great having all the students come. We had high school students, we have college students, we have NDSU students come, and it's been wonderful to have them here. We couldn't have gotten it done so fast without them around, because when the high school students left, then the college students came in, and so the lines just kept going. So it's been great.
Many student organizations are pledging hours of service to help their community push back the red.
I'm on the NDSU men's club soccer team, and we have to do it 2 hours mandatory, but I'm going to be out here for a little longer than that, I think. So, because the water's already getting close to the houses.
Leisha Waltz and Brian Hermanson were among the first students to volunteer and are proud to represent NDSU as a vital component to saving the city.
I like to come out and see everybody join together to help with the efforts, and I think it's important for the community to stand together. It's been a threat for a few years now and will continue to be.
Really helping the community really, I think, puts a good perspective on NDSU and how good of a school it is in the community.
NDSU students are being asked to help sooner than later as the Red River is quickly reaching near record levels.
Nearly 700,000 sandbags have been placed protecting Fargo up to 41 feet. 2 million extra sandbags remain and are ready for deployment in case of higher crest. So here we are, flood of 2011. Not as bad as 2009, but definitely worse than 2010.
I guess it's good that you're prepared. I mean, the good thing out of this is that they were over-prepared, and that's what you want to be. You don't want to be underprepared in a situation like this.
Yeah.
And we're ready with more if we have to.
Yeah, because we're supposed to there's a potential to get thunderstorms, which could change things around a little bit, but either way, we'll be ready.
And it's nice for the city to know that they have the students ready, and they'll always be there to help out. But coming up next in sports, Bison football is back. That's next. SuTV Sports, coming right back.
Sure, I like to go out and have fun with my friends.
But I want to have a good time and still look good in the morning. Before I pregame too much, I think about the name I'm going to make for myself.
Before I take the next drink, I ask myself, does this really mean yes?
So before I spend all of tomorrow covering up tonight,
Before I have to start setting court dates and paying fines.
I think about one more.
Becoming one too many.
Hi, I'm Andrew Young, a student at North Dakota State University. The quick change of the calm Red River to its overflowing banks in 2009 quickly caught residents of Fargo-Moorhead off guard. With the Fargo flood predictions for 2011, we want you to be prepared. The first step, being informed. The Flood Information Network for Students, or FIN's Facebook page, is one way you can stay informed. The website, designed to be a central hub of information, combines multiple sources of pressing flood news and makes it available in one place. Stay up to date with the Fargo flood flight of 2011. Visit the Flood Information Network for Students on Facebook for more information.
SuTV Sports is sponsored in part by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields, the world's largest selection of sports, sportswear, and footwear.
Welcome back. Bison football players are back to work with spring practice starting this past Monday. Expectations are high after the Bison playoff run last season. SuTV Sports has more.
For the Bison football team, this season couldn't come soon enough.
It's kind of nice to come out here and just kind of show how much better you've gotten.
I think, the attitude coming out here, this spring is, to get better, like every chance we get, because we was that close, so that means we got to, practice a little bit harder.
The Bison finished last season with a 7-point loss to Eastern Washington in the FCS quarterfinals, which has left them hungry for another chance.
You know what, I know I'm really excited about being out here. I thought we had a really good spirited practice, and today's another step towards this next season. I know that.
Well, I feel like every season you come back and you want to do that much better. Last year, we did pretty well. We turned around the season, which felt great. This year, we just want to get a little bit further than last year, and we're just trying to get better.
With all other top teams in the country preparing for next season, there is no time to waste for the Bison.
There's only one piece of meat and two hungry dogs out there, and one dog's going to get the meat. Our guys have got to maintain that edge.
The road back to the playoffs won't be an easy one, with new faces on the coaching staff and on both sides of the ball.
Without question, it's an opportunity for guys who have not had a chance to compete on the varsity to come out and show what they can do. And you know what? Each guy on the football team has got something to do out here, and guys got to improve.
Though it's easy to look forward to the playoffs, the Bison are taking things one practice at a time, one game at a time.
It's just a game at a time, and getting into conference and just, like improving a whole lot. And then once we get there, then we can think about it.
Well, I think we've got to fight complacency. We were 4-4 in our league. We certainly finished off as a good football team in the playoffs. We got to take steps forward, and spring football is really going to be an important part for us to do that.
Craig Bowl announced Wednesday that wide receiver Justin Howard has been suspended for breaking team rules. He played in all 14 games last season. The Bisons will practice until April 30th, when the annual Green and Gold game will be held. Well, the Bison softball team has played 36 straight road games without playing in Fargo. The team was supposed to play the Oakland Golden Grizzlies at the NDSU softball complex this weekend, but the series has been moved to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. NDSU started the season playing in 5 tournaments hosted by nationally ranked teams and are now 15-21 overall. The Bison are sitting in 5th place in the Summit League standings after sweeping IUPUI last weekend. The Grizzlies come into the contest in 8th place.
Yeah, I guess it helps going through the last couple of years. We've kind of talked to them each week, say, hey, we have to look ahead. We know we're probably not going to be at home next week. So they knew last week that we were probably going to be in the situation we're in this week, which helps a little bit.
The team is hoping to finally play in Fargo for its regularly scheduled home games against SDSU on Friday, April 22nd. Now, while bowling isn't a sanctioned D1 sport, that doesn't mean the Bison bowlers aren't finding success. With an active schedule from October to March, being a Bison bowler isn't easy. SuTV Sports' Jake Cheetah has more.
Few people know about the NDSU bowling team and the success that they have had. Since the team was created in 2006, they have had plenty of victories, but it hasn't been easy.
I would say the main thing we have to overcome is fatigue. It's a very long season. First tournament's in October. You're cramped with the same people for a long time. Little sleep, driving overnights to tournaments, waking up at 5:30 to go to the tournament.
With no local tournaments, the Bison bowlers travel as far as St. Louis, Texas, and even Las Vegas.
It's pretty cool. We get to travel about, every 3 to 4 weekends. We do probably 2 to 3 tournaments a month. You get to see a lot of sights, go places, and compete against the best bowlers in the world.
The team feels that driving to all of these tournaments has its pros and its cons.
Sometimes it gets a little tedious. Team bonding is definitely a big part of it, so it's still fun.
All of this team bonding has brought success to the Bison. In 2009, the Bison made it to the national tournament and knocked off 2 top teams before finishing 7th. And this is no easy task to achieve.
A lot of the people right now you see on TV are people we've bowled against in college bowling. So, they're professional bowlers, so, it's pretty cool.
With 3 2-hour practices a week and individual practice, some might think fitting bowling into a college schedule would be difficult.
Most teachers are fine with helping you move tests around. If you don't get car sick, the car is a great time to do homework. It really doesn't interfere with anything, and I wouldn't give it up.
Through dedication and love of the game, the Bison bowlers are sure to find success in the future. I'm Jake Cheetah, reporting for SuTV Sports.
The Bison bowlers finished the season in 36th place, which was good enough for sectionals, but they did not qualify for nationals. So kind of an interesting team that you don't hear about very often, but they're definitely having success. Getting to nationals and playing these guys that you see on TV, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I actually had the chance to talk to Wes, and he said that things were a little rough because they weren't used to the oil pattern, but once it started wearing down, they bowled pretty darn well.
And it's good to see Bison football back on the field. They're excited to go, and after that success last year, it's going to be a good year.
Okay, good.
Quarterback battle, definitely up in the air, so we'll have to see what happens.
With the overachievers last year, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. You got a lot of spring practice left, but football, it'll start in the fall, and they'll pick it up right where they left off.
Cool.
Alrighty. Well, still ahead, a special event to support NDSU's Air Force and Army ROTC. We'll have this when we return.
Cars
is a time to acquire the important skills which will prepare you for the future. In this day and age, technology skills are essential. And to help you develop such skills, ITS and Student Technology Fees bring you the Technology, Learning and Media Center. So, let's talk tech. Located in IAC 150C, the TLMC is staffed by student learning assistants who offer help on a walk-in basis with technology-related coursework and projects. Students working in the lab can assist with using any of the 3 scanners, including a large format scanner, printing posters, along with capturing, editing, and converting video or audio. Specialized software is available, including Adobe, Microsoft, and various editing products. The lab also provides 2 expanded workspaces, 1 PC and 1 Mac platform. Directly across from the TLMC in IAC 150G is the TLMC Media Studio with equipment specialized for video and audio recording. To make a reservation for its use, simply contact the TLMC. If you like learning on your own, the TLMC carries a wide range of teach-yourself books along with several learning links on the TLMC website. And for those who prefer to learn in a classroom setting, the TLMC offers free short classes in topics such as Adobe and Microsoft programs. These classes are taught by students for students and are usually scheduled late in the day to accommodate your schedule. For more information, visit us in IAC 150C or online at www.ndsu.edu/its/TLMC.
Welcome back. A way to support NDSU's Air Force and Army ROTC cadets will take place on Monday, April 18th from 5 to 8 p.m. They will be volunteering at the Fargo Pizza Ranch on 23rd Avenue South in Fargo to raise donations for the Fallen Bison Memorial. When you place your order, just tell them that you're there for the memorial and the programs will receive 25% of your sale. Well, that's certainly a great thing to support the Fallen Bison Memorial, something they just recently added this year.
It's something you don't see on campus, that you get to honor all these people who have been lost in wars, and they definitely deserve, I mean, a memorial like this. They should be recognized right on campus. They completely deserve it.
Get some great pizza, too, as well.
Definitely. Pizza Ranch, great place.
You beat it.
Tremendous.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us here on SuTV News. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the NDSU Spectrum and check us out at ndsubin.com. Good night.